Today's social media segment is brought to you by Alford and Associates for all of your insurance needs. CIS, Cardiovascular Institute of the South, the highest quality cardiovascular care available. Barker Honda, the Barker family tradition of quality. All right, once again, we have Price Bourgeois with us, and of course, he's going to set it straight for you, and he's going to get you ready to go. We're going to learn a little bit about Medicaid and Medicare. And Price, good to see you again. How are you?
Great. Very glad to be back. I know we had a little skip there, but this is some really important things that is affecting a lot of people in Lafourche, Terrebonne, and throughout the state for that matter.
And me and you have talked before about Medicaid and Medicare, and a lot of people still get confused. But let me ask you this, because since COVID, where everybody, I guess, for lack of a better word, they loosen the leash, sort of speaking, and people were put on different plans and they're a little more lenient. But there's some new information that you want to share with people to try to get them back on track.
Correct. Absolutely. So during COVID, we were under a state of emergency. So any application that was received for Medicaid, and if they were on Medicare, they automatically got put into the Medicare Savings Program. The problem with that plan, the problem is 3 years later, they just started doing the audits over the last year. And a lot of people are getting these letters in. They're not really sure what it is, what to do with it. And even some of them that reapply don't realize that there's 4 levels to this. And those 4 levels will depend on what plan matches up with your Medicare.
So audit equals panic.
Audit equals panic. Now, a lot of times it's actually a pretty easy letter to take care of. But if you don't know what you need to fill out and how to fill it out, it becomes a big issue. Or if you've moved, a lot of people have moved, and all of a sudden those letters aren't getting to them.
Right.
So some key things to look at: if you're not paying for your Part B of Medicare, that means that the state is paying for it through Medicaid. If you haven't received an audit, then you need to call the Medicaid office, make sure that your address is correct and that they have that information. The second thing is, if you get your audit and you get an approval letter, or maybe you get an approval letter, of course, they have to make everything a little complicated. The approval letter will actually show decline, and then it might say approved for something. Wow. And it's very confusing. And then on the back page, it'll tell you what you approved for. You wouldn't believe some of the chaos this causes. So you need to be proactive with it. If you don't have somebody who can work with it for you, you give us a call.
And if you get the wrong person trying to explain it to you, it could become more confusing.
Well, and here's the crazy thing. The people at the Medicaid office don't really know how it works with Medicare. If you call the people at the Medicare office, they don't know how it works with the Medicaid office. So you got to have somebody in between.
So Price Bourgeois knows both.
Price Bourgeois knows both. We probably do close to a dozen of these a week.
Well, let's bring up that table for our audience and let Price go into detail on this if we could, Dwayne. Here we go.
All right. So if you see that letter, eligibility level, QMB, you see where it'll actually pay their Part A premium if they have a premium for it, the Part B premium as well, and even the Part D premium unless they're getting a different program called Extra Help. See how it pays Medicare deductibles, health benefits, all kinds of stuff. That particular program, if you have that program and a Medicare plan, you're probably getting a food card anywhere from $200 to $280 a month. The problem is a lot of people actually get moved from that to SLMB or QI, and what'll happen, that food card or that plan won't fall apart for 6 months. the plan doesn't fall apart. You still get the benefit card, but when you go to the doctor's office or have a surgery or something like that, guess who has to pay all the co-shares now? The client. And look, I've seen somebody get an MRI that would have been maybe a $50 copay because they didn't realize they went from QMB to SLMB. They got a $950 bill.
Ouch.
And yeah, and there were probably more to come after that. So you just want to make sure that you're taking care of this. Another thing that I see quite often is people don't realize they actually qualify for this. I probably 10, 12 people a year that come in that qualify for this don't have to pay their Part B, don't have to pay co-shares. And typically, to be honest with you, the people that's usually from are people who have dialed an 800 number to get their Medicare plans, or when we have visitors come through, do seminars at hotels and stuff, they enroll people and leave. Those people are not going to take the time to go through these applications with you or even check to see if you qualify because they're here today, gone tomorrow. I mean, that's just the truth. So,
And when people are dealing with anything that comes from the outside, especially the elderly, I could say that because I have a mom, my dad used to do the same thing. They believe more, but they take things more to heart because they think it's all their fault.
yeah, and there is a lot of, how do I say it? A lot of push to enroll in something. Never, ever, ever allow somebody to make you make a choice today.
Right.
If you need to think about it, think about it.
Well, and call you.
Give me a call. Look, if it takes 5 visits or 1 visit, I don't care. We're going to take our time. We're going to do it right. You're going to know what you're doing. And you're going to, at the very least, you're going to at least understand what's out there. You may not understand how it works, but I'll help you through that part.
All right, Price. Good to hear from you again. And we'll be talking about plan choices with Medicare in the next segment. And so we appreciate you always being there. Once again, Price Bourgeois, give the man a call. He could help you. We'll be back.